Hi everyone, it's meteorologist Terry Swails. It's Saturday and this is your Saturday weather briefing. And we're going to go back a little bit here in time and take you out 10 days and take a look at the precipitation that's fallen across the Midwest. And boy, has there been plenty of that from about Interstate 80 on to the north. Some locations have seen as much as 15 to 16 inches of rain in just the last 10 days, and it is really soggy now across northern Iowa up into Minnesota and Wisconsin, and that is causing some rivers over the upper Midwest to actually exceed flood stage. We're still looking for the Mississippi River in the Quad Cities to go well over 16 feet here in the next few days, so that puts it into moderate flooding potential. And this rainfall looks like it's going to be a part of the forecast here as we go into the next 7 days too. I don't see anything overly excessive, but it still appears like rains will probably be a little bit above normal in the next 7 days, and a lot of locations around the Midwest can expect to see at least an inch, perhaps 2 inches of rain. At least that's what the Weather Prediction Center is forecasting on the graphic you're looking at there. Today, some moisture continues to stream up from the Gulf of Mexico. We've had a little return flow there after our system yesterday produced high pressure and a nice quiet day. But these clouds will eventually cause some scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop once again today. But I don't expect it to be too widespread from the looks of the models I've seen so far today. There's a little remnant disturbance now working its way across Iowa, causing the clouds that we've been seeing in our skies out there. And this will act as the focus later on today to perhaps generate some showers and storms during the late afternoon and evening hours. Actually, the Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe weather that extends from about Chicago and down to St. Louis and back to the west across Iowa and into Nebraska and South Dakota. But I got to tell you, I think that risk is very, very minimal. I'll be surprised to see any severe weather of consequence around our region. One of the things that I'm not seeing a lot of is Cape today. The Capes are looking relatively low thanks to some of the clouds that have been in here. So there's not an overwhelming amount of energy, let's put it that way, to work with the storms later on today. And the forcing is not overly great as well. But enough there to get some scattered storms to pop. And here we are on the simulated radar at 7 o'clock this evening. Most of eastern Iowa, in fact most of Iowa, pretty much dry. But a few showers and storms do extend from about the Quad Cities off to the east towards Chicago, some more down around St. Louis. But again, they look pretty widely scattered to me. And the primary threat's just going to be some more downpours as these move off to the east. Now let's take a look then as we go on to our long-range forecast. And this is kind of interesting because it takes us into the 4th of July. And leading up to that, here we are now towards about the 27th of June. That's the end of the upcoming week here. And there's a nice trough over the western U.S., and that'll be pumping some mild air into the nation's midsection. So I think we're going to experience some pretty warm temperatures here in the upcoming week, and probably some humidity as well. Temperatures here looking well above normal across most of the eastern half of the nation as we go into next weekend. So right here you're looking out at the temperature anomaly, which is 7 days away. So we're out a week. Now watch what happens here. We're going to take you to the 500 millibar chart, and this is right around the 2nd of July, so just before the 4th of July, and that trough has kicked out of the western United States and has moved to the east. And you can see there's a pretty good dip in the jet stream and a closed upper air low right over the Great Lakes. That's a significant weather feature because it would allow some cool air to move into the Midwest, and probably some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms would go along with that. And look at the pocket of cold air on July 2nd that's showing up across the plain states and starting to move into the Midwest. Temperatures running 15 degrees below what's typical. So there's a pretty good shot of cool air moving into the Midwest if the model is trending correctly. And we should start to see some of that around our immediate area too. And I think by the 4th of July, temperatures have the potential to be a little cool around the area. Of course, July 4th readings are already in the 80s anyway for normal highs, but there's a chance we may not be getting out of the 70s, and we could see at least a few scattered showers around due to the cool, unstable air aloft. But it's a long ways away. I thought it would be kind of interesting to take a look at what we could expect for the big 4th of July holiday. So that's the early look at it. And as far as the rest of this day is concerned, we'll be in and out of the clouds. Temperatures will be warm. And very late in the day or early this evening, perhaps a few scattered showers or storms. But again, I think they'll be widely scattered, and some of us won't even see them. So not too bad of a day, and that is your Saturday briefing. Thanks for visiting tswails.com, and as always, roll weather.